Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
We're joined by some special guests today. Or rather, we're joining. Oh, we're the guests. We're the special guests. We're the guests of these special souls.
Yes.
They're dancing.
Oh
my goodness, look at that. It's mystical.
Right.
Okay.
Alright, anyway. Canto 3, Chapter 9, Text 1. So starting a new chapter. It's raining today, by the way, in case you're wondering why we're not outside in our glamorous locations. 1 week later and it's raining.
Yes.
Chapter is entitled Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy, because now after he's sprung forth from the lotus flower from the abdomen of Vishnu. Garbhadaksha Vishnu.
Shiny honey in it.
Now he has to get on with creation. Now he's like, all right, go forth and multiply and do. And he's like, oh my God. So
let's hear from the Bhagavatam.
No, first I'll give you a synopsis.
Well, yes. Okay.
Alright, Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, going Nitai, filling us with ecstasy this morning, this afternoon.
Text 1. Lord Brahma said, O my Lord, today after many, many years of penance, I have come to know about you. Oh, how unfortunate the embodied living entities are that they are unable to know your personality. My Lord, you are the only knowable object, because there is nothing supreme beyond you. If there is anything supposedly superior to you, it is not the absolute. You exist as the supreme by exhibiting the creative energy of matter. Purport. The highest peak of the ignorance of the living entities who are conditioned by material bodies is that they are unaware of the supreme cause of the cosmic manifestation. Different people have different theories regarding the supreme cause, but none of them are genuine. The only supreme cause is Vishnu, and the intervening impediment is the illusory energy of the Lord. The Lord has employed his wonderful material energy in manifesting many, many wonderful distractions in the material world. And the conditioned souls, illusioned by the same energy, are thus unable to know the supreme cause. The most stalwart scientists and philosophers, therefore, cannot be accepted as wonderful. They only appear wonderful because they are instruments in the hands of the illusory energy of the Lord. Under illusion, the general mass of people deny the existence of the Supreme Lord and accept the foolish products of illusory energy as supreme.
Wow, what a wonderful paragraph.
Yeah, it's just the first paragraph of the purport. It's quite packed.
Yeah.
The highest peak of the ignorance of the living entities who are conditioned.
I like that. The intervening impediment is the illusory energy of the Lord. And what's the other one? Yeah.
They appear wonderful because they are instruments in the hands of the illusory energy of the Lord. They meaning the scientists and philosophers. They only appear wonderful because they are instruments in the hands of the illusory energy of the
Lord. Yeah. Because all knowledge comes from Krishna. Ultimately, everything has come from him. So, like the verse, Charvasya Saham Riddhi Shani Vishnu Mata Smirtir Jnanam Apohanam Cha, that, yeah, from the Lord all knowledge is coming, all remembrance, all forgetfulness. So the scientists, their tiny brains can only come up with things that Krishna is giving them anyway. But anyway, very poetic, nicely explained how we accept the foolish products of the illusory energy as supreme instead of the Lord, simply because we're in ignorance. Let's continue. One can know the supreme cause, the personality of Godhead, by the causeless mercy of the Lord, which is bestowed upon the Lord's pure devotees like Brahma and those in his disciplic succession. By acts of penance only was Lord Brahma able to see the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and by realization only could he understand the Lord as he is. Brahma was extremely satisfied upon observing the magnificent beauty and opulence of the Lord, and he admitted that nothing can be comparable to him. Sounds like a song. Only by penance can one appreciate the beauty and opulence of the Lord. And when one is acquainted with that beauty and opulence, he is no longer attracted by any other. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 2:59, Param Drishtva Vartate. Interesting that is saying that he was able to know the Lord by penance. Usually we understand that penance and or speculation or austerity or these types of things or pious deeds, these are not ways that we can understand the Lord. Actually, the Lord can only be understood by bhakti. So, bhakti mam abhijanati yavanyashasmi chatvataha. That the Lord can only be known by bhakti. So, maybe this will be explained more as we read on.
And this is the final paragraph of the purport. Foolish human beings who do not endeavour to investigate the supreme beauty and opulence of the Lord are here condemned by Brahma. It is imperative that every human being try for such knowledge, and if anyone does not do so, his life is spoiled.
Soiled or spoiled?
Spoiled. Anything that is beautiful and opulent in the material sense is enjoyed by those living entities who are like crows. Crows always engage in picking at rejected garbage, whereas the white ducks do not mix with the crows. Rather, they take pleasure in transparent lakes with lotus flowers surrounded by beautiful orchards. Both crows and ducks are undoubtedly birds by birth, but they are not of the same feather.
Yes, birds with feather
Flock
together, yes. So it seems like it didn't really get into expanding that, but
it might do.
Yeah, but we know also that it's understood that Lord Brahma's mood was that of devotional service, and of course, within the field of devotional service, penance and austerity is also performed, just like today. Well, when you're watching it, it won't be, but today for us is Pandam Nirjala Ekadasi, so that is the day where you fast from food and water, and that way you perform some penance. But now the question is, why do we do it? Do we do it just for some self-satisfaction? Do we do it out of name of ritual? Do we do it because we want to lose weight? Do we do it because someone told us to? Or are we doing
social pressure?
Social pressure.
False ego.
False ego, which is I think the first one I mentioned. But yeah, so that we can't, what is the reason behind, or what is our motivation or consciousness behind performing the penance? Otherwise, it should be a day that's like, wow, today I don't need to eat or drink anything. That means I'm going to minimize input, minimize output, and maximize time spent hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. Then it becomes a real, genuine act of devotion. Otherwise, it can be just some other things, like that. So really, all of our activities should be driven by the proper consciousness, which is Krishna consciousness. Okay, text 2. The form which I see is eternally freed from material contamination and has advented to show mercy to the devotees as a manifestation of internal potency. This incarnation is the origin of many other incarnations, and I am born from the lotus flower grown from your navel home. Interesting. So, Lord Brahma is describing Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and is explaining that you're the source of many incarnations, and I am, in fact, born from the lotus that sprouts from your navel. Purport. the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, Shiva, the executive heads of the three modes of material nature, passion, goodness, and ignorance, are all generated from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is described herein by Brahma. From the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, many Vishnu incarnations expand at different ages in the duration of the cosmic manifestation. They are expanded only for the transcendental happiness of the pure devotees. The incarnations of Vishnu who appear at different ages and times are never to be compared to the conditioned souls. The Vishnu Tattvas are not to be compared to deities like Brahma and Shiva, nor are they on the same level. Important. Anyone who compares them is called a Pashandi, or infidel. Tamasaha, mentioned herein, is the material nature, and the spiritual nature has completely separate existence from tamaha. Therefore, spiritual nature is called avabodharas, or avarodha ras. So avabodha or avarodha. Avarodha means that which completely nullifies. Brahma is the first living being. Is that right? Yeah. In the transcendence, there is no chance of material contact by any means. Brahma is the first living being, and therefore he mentions his birth from the lotus flower generated from the abdomen of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Any thoughts?
No.
Okay.
Text 3. O my Lord, I do not see a form superior to your present form of eternal bliss and knowledge. In your impersonal Brahman effulgence in the spiritual sky, there is no occasional change and no deterioration of internal potency. I surrender unto you, because whereas I am proud of my material body and senses, your lordship is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, and yet you are untouched by matter. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 18.55, Bhakti-amam abhijananti yavan yaschasmi tatvata.
I said tatvataha, but it's tatvataha.
I don't say, yeah. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can only be partially known, and only by the process of devotional service to the Lord. Lord Brahma became aware that the Supreme Lord Krishna has many, many eternal blissful forms of knowledge. He has described such expansions of the Supreme Lord Govinda in his Brahma Samhita 5.33 as follows.
Advaitam achyutam anadim anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabhamatma Bhaktau Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
I worship Govinda, the primeval. This is the translation of what we just sung. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is non-dual and infallible. He is the original cause of all causes, and even though he expands in many, many forms, although he is the oldest personality, he is ever youthful, unaffected by old age. The Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be known by the academic wisdom of the Vedas. One has to approach the devotee of the Lord to understand him.
Yeah, so as we were saying, any thoughts?
As we were saying, through devotion.
Yeah. And not only through devotion, but through
devotee.
A devotee.
Who is devoted.
Yeah. A devotee denotes devotion. And this is an impetus for understanding the spiritual master, because this is how we approach the Supreme Lord, through the bona fide spiritual master. So by the cultivation and development of a relationship with the spiritual master, we can understand that the spiritual master is ultimately our via medium for connecting with God. He becomes the person who accepts our offerings on behalf of the Lord, and he passes it to his spiritual master, and his spiritual master passes it to his spiritual master, and like that. And that way, this is the parampara system. And of course, we understand Gopi Varto Padakamala Yor Dasa Nudasa Nudas, that one becomes the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord of the Gopis, Lord Shri Krishna, like that. The only way to understand the Lord as he is by devotional service to the Lord, or by approaching the devotee of the Lord who always has the Lord in his heart. By devotional by devotional perfection, one can understand that the impersonal Brahma Jyoti is only a partial representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, and that the three Purusha expansions in the material creation are his plenary portions. In the spiritual sky of the Brahma Jyoti, there is no change of various kalpas or millenniums, and there are no creative activities in the Vaikuntha worlds. The influence of time is conspicuous by its absence. The rays of the transcendental body of the Lord, the unlimited Brahma Jyoti, are undeterred by the influence of material energy. In the material world also, the initial creator is the Lord himself. He brings about the creation of Brahma, who becomes the subsequent creator, empowered by the Lord. Any thoughts?
You just read it. Have you got any?
Yeah, well, it's interesting sometimes when you read, that's there, but when you're hearing also, like that. So, I just shared Prabhupada's thoughts. I like the kind of last bit, well, I like it all, but the last bit especially, he brings about the creation of Brahma, who is a subsequent creator. So we're starting to understand that this, there's the creation, and then there's the sub-creation, the sub-creator, the original creator, and the sub-creator. And again, the only way to understand the Lord is through the process of devotional service. Bhakti Mam Abhijanati Yavanyaschasmi Tattvata.
And that there's no influence of time in Vaikuntha.
Yeah. Time is conspicuous by its absence.
And in this material world, we can't stop it.
We certainly can't.
And you realise that more as you get older.
Okay. Maybe we should call it there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all very much for tuning in and being part of these Bhagavatam Bites. They're little bites, little bite size, so you can tune in, hear a little something. And if you have any questions or comments, reflections, then you can please put them in the comment section.
Yeah.
And if anyone is interested in a set of the Srimad Bhagavatams, then please get in touch with us and we'll help you out. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Shri Shri Gaura Nitai Ki.
Jai. Oh yeah, we should know. It's our guess.
Well, we're the guests.
We're the guests. Hare
Hello.
Krishna.